Hi, guys, it's Lisa, and welcome to this week's episode of the CODI Cast, where we're talking about all things trending in the world of digital. Now, on today's episode, we are talking about the secret sauce to viral content. Now, who doesn't want to go viral? I'm really excited to be joined by the sensational Goose.
Been upgraded. Sensational now.
From amazing to sensational. I'm going to run out of adjectives soon, so need a bit more time before the next episode. But thank you for joining me today, because I swear every single person wants to go viral on social, and for good reason. And there are obviously some platforms that you can go viral on a lot easier. Hopefully you go viral for the right reasons and not the wrong reasons. But everyone wants to get their brand out there at scale, so no surprises. So what I need to know from you is, how can a brand give themselves the best chance of going viral with content?
It's a tricky recipe, and there's a lot of varying factors to it. I think the best place to start is engaging with your audience. Actually, scratch that. The best place to start is with your audience and knowing what they want. Then you have to tailor make your content to that audience and what they expect. Then, hopefully, that starts to get a bit of steam. It's a tricky recipe. It's not as simple as just plowing, not plowing, what's the word I want? It's not as simple as carpet bombing content out there. You can't keep throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. The internet's way too big for that now. You need to target a specific demographic, a specific audience, something that your niche, let's say, for example, you're a content creator on LinkedIn, talking about a very specific thing like building factories in Mongolia. That's your bread and butter. So that means your audience are people who are interested in building factories. Aim at them, target them, start there. Get a good foothold early, get a good base early, and then start to branch out a little. Then start to follow trends, start to develop your content a little bit more, put it in other places. Start a little bit of varying with it, playing with it to see what works and what doesn't. Get the stats, find the information, apply it, and then you're well on your way, hopefully.
You picked the most random topic.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, to be honest with you.
That's a very niche audience, I would say.
It is, but niche audiences are very handy. Yeah. They're so, truly, if you're wanting to be a content creator, pick something niche, pick something that interests you and interests you a lot. Passion is a great motivator. It's going to make you appear a lot more natural in the content that you're creating, whether it's, video, hopefully, or, words or photos or whatever have you, because passion is something that is difficult to fake. And people like passion. People like authenticity. People like believability. That's going to land really well with any audience, regardless of what your actual topic is.
Yeah, I agree with that, definitely. Would you say the duration of the video or the content itself matters?
I think it does. It's always best to look at the platform where you're hosting and do as they do. Short and sweet if you're on short form content like TikTok or Shorts or Reels. If you're going for longer form stuff like YouTube or perhaps LinkedIn, don't be too afraid, but it's important if you are going to go for the longer form stuff, because longer form, it's not dead. It's still very strong. Please, I love a good long video, personally. But you do have to get the hooks in quick, regardless of if you've got a 10-second video, if you've got a 10-minute one, if you've got a 2-hour one. Get the hooks in immediately. A good hook will keep anyone around, even if they know you already. That's great, because they're probably going to stay regardless. If they don't, then you've got them. Every time you post content, every time you post a video, it's somebody's first. So you have to engage that person straight away. I think it's like 2 seconds on TikTok you've got before someone makes their mind up and moves on. And with how TikTok and Reels and Shorts work, once you scroll, it's done. It's gone. You never think about it again.
God, people are brutal.
Yeah, it's the natural evolution of stories on Instagram or on Snapchat. It's this. Let's say ethereal. I don't think that's the word I want. Let's see if I can grab another one that's good. Oh, It's this disposable content, something that's meant to be consumed and put away.
Well, I love that terminology. It's a good way of describing it actually, because people worry, say for example, when they post content on LinkedIn, they worry that everyone's analyzing everything that they say and they go, oh, I stuttered, I should do another video, or I made a mistake in this. And really no one is watching it with such fine detail and then going to criticize you because you said but I do think a lot of people stop themselves from posting that type of content because they're scared that people will be judging them when no one's really absorbing it 100%. They're probably doing other things or thinking about what they're going to do for the day. So it's good just to get the content out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And on the note, don't be afraid of if you're making video content. Ums and ahs, they are natural and neutrality. I want to say naturalness. I don't think that's the word, but neutrality? No. Being natural in your content creation is such a boon. You can't really put a price on that. Lots of influencers will try to replicate it, but it's pretty easy to spot when it's not really there. So don't be afraid of ums and ahs. It's fantastic for your brand. If your content, doesn't allow you for that sort of thing, maybe you're selling a specific product that has to be sleek or sexy, like you don't get ums and ahs in perfume commercials, for example, then maybe reconsider. Again, goes back to knowing your audience and knowing what your brand is and what content you're selling. But if you're just, selling yourself, for example, you want to be a content creator, a content leader in a space, don't be afraid of, ums and ahs. Don't be afraid of messing up. It's fine. Like you said, people don't really think about content once it's gone. Too much.
Very, very true. Now, TikTok is pretty amazing because there's really crazy organic reach. And sometimes I look at the posts that go viral and go, why did that go viral? It's so freaking weird. It's just someone dancing in their kitchen. It's like really, just random stuff. But I know that one way to go viral is to jump on trends or to be part of a discussion that could be trending in society at that point in time. The challenge with a lot of brands is that they have to plan their content out in advance. So they don't have the chance to jump on board these trends really quickly. Is there any way they can still be part of the conversation and not miss out on this opportunity?
Oh, it's really tough. It's the easiest thing is just to be quick, quite frankly. If you make it so that you're adaptable to these ever coming changes and you can jump on them quickly, that's going to be the best thing for you every time. Because if you wait a week, the trend's probably going to be dead by then, and you're going to be like that Steve Buscemi meme, hello, fellow kids. We're here now. It's not going to work for you. You're beyond fashionably late. You may as well not have come.
Oh, no, that literally sounds like me and everything that's cool. You speak a lot about knowing your audience and understanding what they want. So when you say knowing your audience, like how do you break down an audience, or how do you generally work out what type of content your audience will actually like? Is it age? Is it gender? Is it a whole lot of things?
Well, audiences are somewhat flexible. I think if you're starting out, and like this is absolutely starting out, make content for yourself, first of all, what you're interested in. Because your interests, I'm sorry to break this to you, they're probably not that unique to you. There's going to be a lot of people who share what you love. You'll find those people pretty quickly, and then they'll tell you. You'll see what they like, what they don't like through the stats, through comments. Listen to your audience.
And then so when we look at audience breakdown, we consider like location, potentially shopping habits, whether they've got kids, what gender they are, their age, and that helps us work out what type of content they would like to actually see, and also what platform as well. So when it comes to creating content that's eye-catching, obviously when you're looking at certain platforms, you want it to be very authentic, and there's probably going to be minimal graphics or branding in a video. But say if you're looking to, and use the example of a perfume ad earlier, there'll be content that brands have to produce that need to look polished, and they still want to give it the chance of going viral. I think the good thing is if your content goes viral and it's got strong branding in it, it's really great for that brand awareness. What ways can brands actually integrate branding without it looking too yes, ad-like, so to speak?
It's a that's a great question. It's a tough one because you do really need to have the authenticity of whatever platform you're on. A great way to do it is with the content. If you're, say, let's say you're a big brand looking to sell your products on TikTok or YouTube or what have you, a great way is to find influencers and content creators on that app. Someone who has a genuine following and a genuine passion for what they're talking about. If you're just looking for numbers, you'll get them. If you just find any old influencer, you'll get a nice little spike and it's going to look good on a report. It may not last. It may not really have the lasting power that you're looking for. And you have to ensure that the content you're creating is not going to go viral for the wrong reason, I suppose is a good way to put it. If you're creating content for to ape off a specific trend, I'm not going to say Pacific. I'm not going to say Pacific. When I mean specific, I refuse. Pacific. If you're going to ape content off a specific trend, then you have to, one, do it quickly, and two, do it authentically. I know it's really tempting to slap your branding all over it. Maybe just reel it in a little bit. Let the product speak for itself, especially if you're on TikTok or Reels or something short form like that where you don't have a ton of time. I know the temptation to have your branding there is huge because you want people to know it's you. It absolutely can still be there, but maybe don't smother your audience with it. You'll got to be mindful that if viewed as like an outsider, if it's viewed as an ad, even with the best influencer in the world, people will just go, I'm not too interested in that most of the time. And then you have to be careful because you don't want your content to go viral for the wrong reasons. If you're late to a trend, people will laugh at you quite heinously, and you'll get a spike in numbers, of course, because people will be showing your content more to be like, look at these idiots over here. But it's going to do damage to your brand and to your product, so you definitely don't want that. I'm reminded of years ago when they had Jenner, I think, Caitlyn Jenner, who had the Pepsi thing, like that Pepsi ad.
Kendall Jenner.
Kendall Jenner, yeah. And they had that awful campaign about uniting with Pepsi, and it just missed the mark so much. It was absolutely foul. And that's the sort of thing you need to avoid. You can't just be making things to fit into a zeitgeist if you don't understand the zeitgeist.
That's a very good point. And it's even like I look at Sex and the City. So I watch Sex and the City. I've watched it for ages, and they've got the new series just like that. And you can see they're trying so hard to be woke, but it looks like they're trying to be woke. And I look at a show like Euphoria, and it seems a lot more like they don't have to call it out, if that makes sense. They're just dealing with the issues or dealing with what's happening in society and not making a big deal out of it. So I think there's good ways to, if it fits in authentically with your brand, there's really good ways to do it. And on the flip side, it can not be good as well. Actually, just on the topic of viral content in Sex and the City, it was interesting because I always talk about this and then like spoiler alert.
Yeah, I please don't spoil me. I've just got up to the last season of Sex and the City.
Oh, no.
I'm watching it at the moment.
I always do this. Okay, I'm not going to bring it up. But it's interesting because there was a brand in there and then something happened to a character and then that brand went viral, but it was kind of for the wrong reasons. And then the share price actually plummeted, which I thought was, which is actually pretty incredible. So that's just from a TV show. So yeah, very interesting. So I guess just before we wrap up, one thing that I always wanted to leave people with when we talk about viral content is that people always come to us and say, I want you to create content that's going to go viral. And generally, it's pretty much not possible to know what's going to go viral. You have a rough idea of, what platform might have good organic reach. Like you said, maybe jumping on trends is going to increase your chance. So there are things that you can do to increase your chance, but there's pretty much no way of guaranteeing that something's going to go viral unless you're like a Kim Kardashian or something like that. So when you're working with content creators, like whether influencers or an agency, just keep that in mind. There are ways to hopefully improve your chances, but there's no definite, this piece of content is going to go viral. Otherwise, trust me, we'd be doing it already.
Yeah, there's no real secret to it. I mean, as you say, display passion in your work, display authenticity, make content for your audience, etc., etc. There is, unfortunately, still a good deal of luck involved with going viral.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for making the time to stop by again, Goose. Always love talking to you. And if you have
Thank you
any
so much for having me.
questions about going viral, feel free to send them our way. Otherwise, if you have liked what you heard, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. Tell a friend, share this episode or share any of our episodes or podcasts with anyone you think would be interested. And we look forward to seeing you and hearing you. No, you're hearing us. We look forward to sharing the next episode with you, what I'm trying to uneloquently say. Bye, guys.